I'm not gonna get one. I don't need it. I don't want it. Do I want it? So yes, if you can't tell, I too have fallen victim to TikTok trends. I'm not even sure if you can see the full detail of this cursor in the video, but like, I know I look good. I know it looks good. It sucking every single breath of air out of my lungs, but I look good. In today's video, I thought I would format it as a BuzzFeed quiz because why not? So in order to establish whether you are a fashionable fashionista or a trend trail tracer, we are gonna take this wonderful quiz. First question, are you fashionable or are you trendy? I guess it is important to recognize that no one's purchases or things they buy are like from independent thought. We are bombarded with marketing and influencer culture and haul culture and hyper consumerism every single day of our lives. So there is no way that a person can claim to have individual thought unless you've been living off the grid for like the past 40 years or something. This is a problem though, because it's kind of like peer pressure, except it's like on your phone and you carry it in your pocket with you every single day, so you can't really say no, and it's not like a bully you can just say knock it off to, you know. I know there are like different names for lenses, so if any film students or any marketing students want to correct me here, but I feel like there's almost like a marketer lens we walk around with, where like we are already convincing ourselves to buy something before someone's even convinced us to buy something, because we've been conditioned to continuous advertising in everything we watch, like in media. How many fashion influencers do you follow on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube or any other social media platforms? Because I can guarantee you, the more you follow, the more you are likely to be susceptible to following trends and buying the products that they advertise. It's just logic. And the more likely it is that you get advertising that is geared towards fashion and clothing, etc. I can attest to this because before I think at some point last year I unfollowed a bunch of accounts, and then I realized, hey, a lot of these accounts were just the same thing, i.e. fashion influencers and retail oriented stuff, and as a result I was tailoring sort of the things that I was interested in, even though I didn't purchase any because I'm broke. My thought process was influenced by these influencers, and therefore unfollowing them has sort of, I feel like, has freed me in thought and enabled me to sort of be like, okay, maybe I don't really like this new trend, this new fashion thing, but you know what, girlies, if whatever works for you, works for you. I feel like it's important to sort of like actually go through an audit of all the accounts you follow, because the more advertiser friendly accounts you follow, the more likely you are to be bombarded with advertising, and the more likely you are to end up buying random stuff. What is your favorite article of clothing? A lot of people I know have a favorite article of clothing, and it is often something that they've had the longest in their wardrobe because it's sort of adaptable and goes with everything. But if you end up in a situation where you're constantly recycling your wardrobe and going through random items, you don't really give yourself enough time to bond with your wardrobe, which I feel like is a personal disadvantage, and is a disadvantage that is the result of following trends. It's not very unique to me when I see like influencers pages and they never like repeat an article of clothing. I like to see like maybe them wearing the same checkered pants with a different top or a dress in a different way and stuff, because it sort of shows personality, and it shows, and it's relatable to the fact that, hey, they actually have like an item of clothing that they love enough to like rewear and rewear. Some people act like having the same wardrobe for a long amount of time is like extremely difficult, but literally you only have to wear items to rewear an item maybe 9 times for it to be more sustainable than the usual single-use fast fashion thing going around of like you wear one item and you ditch it because no one can repeat the same outfit on Instagram. It's taboo, and it's a whole thing or whatever, because it shows personality and it like goes through with you and all these life memories. And maybe this is something I need to get checked out of. Why do I attach memory and sentiment to every single item I own? Why do I do that? Is that normal? And another thing that comes up a lot with like trends and things is when, for example, you say a person is like, oh, I'll just give them away, I'll just donate them. The question really becomes, if you're donating it because you think that it's not trendy anymore, that it's not good enough, are you going to be making fun of someone who's still wearing those items of clothing? And more importantly, who do you think is going to be receiving those items of clothing, and what are they going to be doing with them? My next question for you on this sweet BuzzFeed quiz: when you give away something, can you envision another person wearing it, looking looking good and loving it. Basically, what I'm getting at here is, if the sole reason you're giving away something isn't that you can see it being of value to another person, but rather that to you it's not something, like it's something that you would regard as out or not in, or oh, it looks ridiculous now, then who do you think is gonna be wearing that? The reason I pose this question is to say trends are ridiculous in that sense, in that think about how an item of clothing comes to be, right? If it's cotton, it starts in a field with a farmer. The cotton is picked, shipped, processed into fabric that is dyed, that is sewn, that is shipped, and then it ends up at your doorstep, and then you wear it once, and then that's done. Shouldn't we allow clothes to have a full life that reflects the amount of effort that has gone into it getting to you in your hands and your doorstep? And following trends and being trendy doesn't make sense. Like, it makes sense because, like, obviously we all have, like, through history we have eras and periods of things and things that distinguish different time periods in terms of style and design. But to completely write something off as, oh, this isn't useful now, and just be like, even when you get to the point of this is the end of something's life for you, you should still want to see the item of clothing thrive. God, why am I so emotional about this? Final question. Can you say you've worn everything in your wardrobe more than once? But apparently this is not a universal thing, because there are so many surveys showing that some items of clothing either just sit in wardrobes with tags on or are only worn once or twice, which is very surprising to me, because then why did you get it? I mean, I guess if we only count people wearing things and having to go out with them, then I can't say yes to this question, because I haven't worn this outside. I've worn it multiple times, just not outside. I mean, it's cute, but where am I wearing this outside? It's boiling. Okay, so as part of this video, I'm going to now be rating some of this year and last year's trends, because why not? I've gone to our trusty website, Pinterest, and the first thing that's popped up is this checkered sweater, which looks just hot looking at it, because I'm currently in 20-degree weather, but I like it. This silk dress situation that's been really oh, it's an ad! But yeah, the silk dress situation has also been silk satin, very popular, and in my opinion very cute. Would I be able to pull it off? Probably not, hence I do not have one, but I always smile when I see them. All the colors and the things look like they would go together well with other things in different outfits, and oh my god, you can tell I'm really not, like, I'm really trying hard to be like Haute Le Mode, and I'm just like, I have no fashion vocabulary whatsoever. All I'm good at is complaining about ethical stuff. Bold prints have also been like a really big thing, I think, this year. In the past, like, this check thing is obviously, I think this is probably more designer, but I could totally see this ripped off by like Shein or somebody, and someone on TikTok wearing it, me going like, oh, that's really nice. And I appreciate that bold color is coming back again, because it's a way for, you know, different colors complement different people's skin differently, and like it's a lot more fun, I'll say. The frilly blouse top thing, I enjoy it. It gives me very 2004 film that I'm watching in 2010, because I'm finally sentient enough to understand half of the jokes, but I'm still a child, so I don't understand some of the jokes. But the actresses are pretty, so I'll stay. I also don't understand how, like, the vacation look has gotten really popular, even in a year where we have had places to go, we just couldn't. Oh my god, I literally follow her on Instagram. Her outfits are so cute. This is like an embodiment of all the trends this year, of like the sheer, the sleeves, the waist situation here, kind of corset like, and the print. It is everything, and I think I kind of enjoy it. Yeah, and these skirts as well are kind of like really popular, and just ruching in general on like dresses and things. Do I like it? Sometimes maybe. And the bandana top thing, I feel like it is obviously gonna work more if you're like a lot smaller chested and or just like stable enough that you're not gonna have anything flying around anywhere. But it is cute. If you have answered yes to all these questions, then you are a Hermione INFJ. I don't know. This is a fake quiz. If you have reached this point of the video, comment is this a joke? Because yes, it is. I was just really bored and I wanted to film something. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.
The direction we were moving was clear.